Greetings, friends and fellow cigar bars, guitar enthusiasts. Today we are going to be, shall we say, refurbishing. In the last two videos, we concentrated on separating the neck from the body, and together we solved that problem. So now we're going to rebuild it. So I dug through all of my heels, and I found, believe it or not, the perfect match. It's of course this has been oiled and this hasn't been. That's why this was a little bit darker. And plus, you know, maybe playing anyhow. This piece of oak here is going to marry up just nicely here. It's a little bit thick. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. You can see right there, about 1/8 of an inch or so. So I'm just going to set up the old table saw there and just start taking off some of these edges, so that the thickness, or the width rather, is perfect. Quick shout out to my friend Hal, who donated that awesome vacuum system. So we have the vacuum system hooked up to the table saw, and I adjusted it. So we're just going to start whittling this guy down just bit by bit. Now this is going to be loud, so I'll go ahead and turn the volume down to save your ears. And I will be using a push stick. I think I'm gonna have to make another pass because, yeah, I wanted to like gradually get to the right thickness, and I don't want to like overshoot and have it be too skinny. So one more blade thickness, this will be done. Perfect. Okay, so now that I got the heel narrowed to the correct narrowness, now I'm going to do the back angle. And all I did is I just measured from right here back, and I clipping off about 1/8 of an inch. So it goes at a diagonal from here, angled up to here. This is to get the back angle. I'll show you more about this here in a little bit. So in order to cut this back angle, we got to go freehand because I'm at an angle here, right? And so what I do is I just set up the saw, and I just position myself on top of it so I can look down, and I have to angle this thing here just a little bit off axis to create that diagonal cut here. I'll get the rest with the file, but you can see it's not the perfectly straight, but again, I'm going to put a little notch here so that the top doesn't touch this wood here. I'm mainly concerned where the saddle is connected to and where it's connected to the box up here, that it's got to be an angled back. So that's that. You want to see something interesting? See this shirt? Check this out. This is my tee. And this cup here, actually, believe it or not, the cup matches the shirt. Yummy. You want to try some of this, Cat? You might like it. We are glued and clamped. So now we just need to wait. Hurry up and wait. Next, I think we need to like clean up this surface here. There's a bunch of glue and debris. So I'll just make this smooth. Okay, that was too easy. I just got this little thing and just scraped it. It's like scraped it right off. And man, I'm telling you what, that is smooth, smooth, smooth. Handy little tool there. Next, got one of these single coil pickups, rounded the edges, and then took the cover off and then rounded the edges, and then I left all the glue on there just for, because it kind of makes it shiny a little bit. And then I strategically cut a hole here to put the pickup in. And I took out the. So now it's just believe in Christmas. I'm going to take off the of there. Of course, the sound hole will still be there. And then the single coil will be here. Next, I'm going to take off the tuners so I can put this thing on the router table and route off the edges here to a 1/2 round. Next, after the routing, is the neck shaping. Right next, sandpaper. Actually, I file it and then sandpaper it. And I get to increasingly more and more fine grit sandpaper. Now I'm currently up to 220. And I also like these sanding sticks. These sticks have sandpaper glued to it, like 60 and then 120. So these things are actually cool because you can just like really lean into them. But on this one here, I just think I'm just gonna polish it and polish it and polish it, and just keep increasing the grade of sandpaper. Oh yeah, I did want to show you a kind of a cool trick. These edges of the frets here have not been dressed or anything. In fact, they're just cut absolutely flat with the edge of the fretboard, just flat, flat, flat. And they don't stick out or protrude or anything like that. In fact, you can hardly barely feel them. So I think I'm just going to leave them as is. But I did want to sand them. So I get this 220 grit sandpaper and I put it right on the edge here, right on the corner of the edge. And then I just lay this guy flat, and then I just go back and forth, and you'll be able to feel the frets as they're popping, if they're popping out. And I just go back and forth, and I can actually see the metal shavings coming off here, so I know I'm getting it. And you can actually feel it in this hand here. You can actually feel when you go over the metal. So yeah, so the dark stuff there, that's the actual fret ends. So yeah, that feels a lot better. The reason why I'm not like crowning these frets this way and I'm just keeping them straight up is because this is a narrower neck profile and I want as much real estate for bending on the top of the fret. So if I start taking off the edges of the fret, that just means I just have less area to wiggle and play around with. Next, measure the thickness here, right at the heel. And that's going to be the amount that I need to cut for this notch. So I realized it's going to be the entire depth of that guy. So I went ahead and just got the little saw and cut it out. Well, anyhow, while I'm cutting this thing out, this little notch here, I saw the little knot on it, I smell it, and I'm like, cedar, yes! This is a super tight fit, so I get the stick, take a little of the edge off, try it again, and voila. So tight, it's very tight. Well, that's it for this video. Be sure to tune into the next video to see. We're already just put everything together. Put the tuners on. Drill another hole here. This is going to be the ground strap as well as strap button. And I'll do the strings through again here. I'll build another saddle. And then that's it. Put the pickup in here. Pickup is actually the perfect height for the action. So, see you in the next video. Cheers.